So conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and deprivation of rights under color of law are all included in my federal lawsuit, which you can see here. This lawsuit is not just against the judge, it's actually against the entire state, as well as the judicial branch and many other police departments, state employees, and other people who are involved. Mention cruel and unusual punishments, excessive bail, systemic discrimination against women, minorities, people who are disabled. It talks about when I was sentenced to 10 days in prison when I was 17 years old because the state of Connecticut didn't know what to do with me when I told them I didn't want to go back to a foster home because I had bad experiences with DCF. Being kept in jail without bond, being told that you can't bond out until 3 weeks later and that you need the judge's permission to bond out. We got retaliation and coercion under 12203 in U.S. Code 42. People like this who are a former daycare provider for my child also are involved. They committed perjury, they falsified records, they basically colluded with my child's father in order to try to get my child unlawfully removed from my custody. Violations of my rights under the Crime Victims Act, 18 U.S.C. Section 3771. I was denied my constitutional rights as a crime victim. My child was denied her rights as a crime victim as well in multiple open criminal cases and police investigations. We also have my former counsel who secretly made a deal with the prosecutor, my ex, and the judge behind my back to try to get my ex's case dismissed. We have my other former counsel who said he needed $15,000 in full upfront and that he would make sure that I got everything I wanted, guaranteed to me I could never lose custody, and then made a deal with the judge behind my back and my ex and accepted bribes and tried to commit fraud. And then the best part of all is violations of RICO, which is the Racketeering Act. And so I talk about how a lot of these defendants, their actions, their omissions, or failure to act, and associations with one another have aided in the obstruction of justice. And they've made a long-standing pattern of granting custody of minor children to the abusive parent. We also have an obstruction of justice under 18 U.S.C. Section 1503 with many of the court clerks and court marshals and judicial employees refusing to uphold their oaths of office and do basic tasks that they're required by law to do in an effort to try to block me from the courts and obstruct justice. We also have these people here who they actually were tampering with my child during investigations into SA, and they actually went out of their way to try to manipulate her psychologically, to alter her perceptions, and to isolate her from me. And so we talk about prohibition against retaliation and coercion. We've had judges, clerks, police officers, state's attorneys that are just refusing to stop. This judge, Jane Grossman, is actually refusing to remove herself from the case. I have filed 3 motions for recusal. I filed a complaint. She's on this federal lawsuit. She's been served in her personal and official capacity, and she's still trying to have a hearing on Wednesday to try to coerce me and to try to set me up to put me in jail, saying that I didn't pay